You know, yesterday, Knowles and I were talking about Another Kingdom, this podcast we have that's on iTunes, and you can subscribe. It's a story, a fantasy suspense story about a guy who's an ordinary Hollywood schlub, and one day he walks through a door and he finds himself a murder suspect in this bizarre fantasy world, and it gets more and more complex from that. Knowles is the performer. He performs it, does all the voices and all this stuff, and it's really doing well. Yesterday, I got a call from one of the biggest TV producers in town here in LA, who's interested in having me come in and talk to them about it. And this is, I can't tell you who it is, but very, very successful producer whose chief assistant is a woman who is actually the single best story person I've ever met in Hollywood. One of the very few people who can actually improve your story when you discuss it with her. Because one of the problems with Hollywood, if you wonder why so many movies are bad, is because the one person who knows how to tell a story, who's the writer, has no real power. And that any idiot the nephew of the studio head who wanders in and makes a suggestion wants to put his imprint on it. But this is a woman who is just somebody I really trust, and I've worked with her before, and everything she does, every conversation you have with her, story gets better. My point is this. If you can, and you want to, I would really appreciate it if you would go on Another Kingdom on iTunes and subscribe, and if you like it, leave a 5-star review. Everything I get is ammunition. My chances of selling this thing are very tiny. Tiny just because chances of selling anything in Hollywood are tiny. But me, I'm now a toxic guy because of my politics. But if there's a presence, if you show up, already the thing has got it's got well over 100,000 downloads, and all 700 plus 5-star reviews. But if you add to that, it is very helpful to me going into this meeting, which will probably be right after Thanksgiving. So just saying, if you got a chance, please do it.